Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Red Stock, an authentic football fan channel we're supporting Manchester United. Really, really sorry that the stream is so late. I had to rush back home. I was caught up somewhere, but now we are back. This is the live stream for the Manchester United versus Tottenham fixture, and yeah, missed a fair few parts of it, but now you're here. Just going to log in. Just gonna make sure we're live. United on the move. Oh, the moment I open the stream. Gray in the chat, Sam in the chat as well. Once again, really sorry. 30 minutes into the game, I was a little late, but yeah, up until now, make sure to drop your opinion of how the match has progressed up until now, how Spurs have fared against us, against Manchester United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Interestingly enough, Ten Hag went with the same lineup. Probably, I was expecting maybe to see a couple of changes, but Ten Hag went with the same lineup, the same set of players that played against Wolves. Uh, Hello, Lindelof the goat. Hello to you too. I think Garnacho is doing shit, mate. I've just turned on the stream and just seeing Van Bissaka on my screen right now, but he didn't do that great against Wolves. He's been put up against the likes of Tottenham Hotspur today. So maybe Ten Hag wants to show that he's confident in the player to do the job week in and week out until Rasmus Højlund is able to play for us. But United win the ball back. Anthony loses out on the ball. Spurs back in possession. Son misplaces the pass. United win it back. Very scrappy football from both teams right now. Varane able to keep possession of the ball and ball is passed back to Onana. A very I really don't know how to judge this game right now because I just logged into the stream, but it looks like a really scrappy game, especially in the midfield. United trying to progress forward. I think as soon as Rasmus is back, bench Garner. I love him, but he needs experience in less important games like early stages of FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Yeah, that's right. We need to remember that Garnacho is still just a 19-year-old. He's still very fairly young. Of course, his potential is through the roof, but he's still really young. He's still going to need some experience, especially when when it comes to playing week in and week out in the Premier League, the intensity and the way these teams. I think this season, like Nick and everyone else has mentioned on the channel so many times, this is one of the toughest seasons in the Prem. And last season, Garnacho was very influential, but it was always when he came off the bench. His the way he was able to attack the tired legs, that's what made him the most effective for us. Probably, I still think that he has the talent to start for us week in and week out, but I still think it's a little early. He needs to grow into that role. He needs to gain that maturity and he needs to gain that experience. Son, Tottenham still trying to progress forward, but I think it's been called off. Yes, it's been called offside. Anthony, Casemiro, back to Anthony. Go pass out back. Luke Shaw. Bruno had a really, really good chance there. Totally misjudged and totally misshot that header. Could have been 1-0. That has to be one of the craziest opportunities that we could have got all game, and Bruno completely misshot that header. For sure, he's talented, but he's way too selfish. Just early in the game, he held the ball for too long and could have passed it to Rashford for an easy finish. Yeah, once again, he's really young. He's not going to have that maturity right now, especially when it comes to young wingers. Like whoever we've actually, got through the, coming through the academy. Even when Rashford, came through from the academy, his first instinct used to, it used to be shoot whenever he was across goal. I think it's going to take him some time to grow into that role, nurture into that role. But of course, we've got to see his talent on our hands. Protect him at all costs. And yeah, hopefully he can be the player that Ten Hag actually, sees in his vision, the player that he can actually become. Spurs win the ball back. Some miscommunication. I don't. Spurs trying to build out from the back. A reckless move from Anthony and he gets booked. Tackles Bissouma right into the ground. Let me just get a better look at this. A very rash tackle. And now Anthony's on a yellow. This game should be 1-0 right now, by the way. Like, genuinely, this game should be 1-0 right now. I don't think we could have practically got a better chance to score. And Bruno should have made that 1-0. Just like Sam has mentioned in the chat, absolutely. It's a sitter. And that is, it has to be one of the biggest problems with our team right now. E- Our clinicality and, our conversion rate is really, really bad. Like, it is actually really, really bad. And if, even if, we start converting like half of those chances, you know, it makes the whole lot of difference. And Bruno Fernandes gets himself a yellow as well. Tottenham on the move once again. Son on the ball. Passes it backwards. Tottenham have a lot of space. Oh my. Clear the ball. Spurs had two insane opportunities to score. Really unlucky that they weren't able to get a goal out of this. I think they hit the post the first time, and then I think it was Richarlison who completely misjudged the ball and ended up missing the ball altogether. But even if someone actually, just hit their head or even they just redirected the ball with their foot, that would have been easily 1-0. And Spurs on the move again. Ball goes out for a goal kick. I'm really not liking the way this match is progressing right now. Yep, the ball first hits the roof. Then Sar with the cutback and I just realized my Wi-Fi is back on. So switch it. Yep, connection is successful. There's going to be a red in this game. It's the same thought that crossed my mind just right now, Sam. I'm still thinking why the Garnacho shot led to handball isn't given a pen. Spurs trying to, once again trying to build through the middle. Son pass back. Doggy on the ball because they messed up with the Onana one last Monday. We had to be always going to be behind one play. Yeah, it's an alternate week theme with us. Try and see if I have better. Read the chat, but Spurs on the move. Kulusevski collected by Onana. United need to change the tempo of this game because right now it's leaning more towards Spurs side. I don't know how they missed both of their chances in that occasion, but can't keep giving away these sort of chances. And United need to score ASAP. Mason Mount, they're looking dangerous. Can we have a half time whistle a bit early? We don't want the added minutes. The momentum has actually shifted in their favor. Like genuinely, it has shifted in their favor right now. We need to win the ball back and start progressing forward a lot more with more agility. Exactly. They think because of mistake last game they have to one up it on us tonight. I think the same thing will happen today. It's that's how things work. Board with eight added minutes. Eight added minutes. Don't really like the eight added minutes, especially right now. Onana with the ball. Anthony. Pow. Three yellow cards already. Very rough game. And United really need to they need to start integrating their attacks more, especially when it comes around the opposition box. Ball in. Bruno just a little far. Extremely poor, Sam. I really don't know how we are going to score a goal out of this. If I think the one golden chance that I've seen up until now, we completely messed that chance up. Like I don't think that we could have gotten a perfect opportunity to actually make the score 1-0. Need Hoyland soon. He was there was some he posted a picture of himself in training, so I'm guessing I think by the time the Arsenal game rolls in, I think he'll be there. We need a focal point in this attack because right now there is no focal point. No one is able to, trouble Spurs, especially when it comes to making runs centrally. Once again, the Pedro Porro chance. United are really lucky not to be 1-0 down. 3 minutes as well. Just 3 minutes ahead of time. So I think even if United are able to hold off their own and just keep the score nil nil by the time halftime rolls in, I think I'll personally take that as a win because right now this game is not progressing in the direction I wanted to. Kulusevski, good work by Luke Shaw. Yep. Luke Shaw, Garnacho, good footwork, pass to Bruno, crossing. I think it goes out for a corner. And once again, everyone, what do you feel about Mason Mount in this game, right, up until now? Because from the perspective of from where I see it, I think he's had a really good game. Fabulous tackle by Alessandro. And yep, that's half time. Nil nil. Jim Ratcliffe Company sponsoring Spurs. Once again, I think the Ineos on the advertising board. Yep, that's half time. Nil nil. Manchester United nil. And Tottenham Hotspur nil. What are what is the opinion of the chat of that first half up until now? Because honestly, from I started seeing the game, I think around the 30th minute or 25th minute mark, and looked really scrappy in the midfield. Um, Once again, there was a lack of shape, I would say, in the middle areas. The way we progressed into the final third, that was a very questionable. The one chance that we created, I think the best chance that we created out of them all, I think Bruno should have converted that. He should have definitely converted that. We should have been up 1-0 in that half, and probably the complexion of the game changes because I think when you get the lead, especially against a team like Tottenham, they're only, their heads kind of drop off. And that's when you can attack them more. First 30 minutes, we were okay, had chances. Bruno was sitter, then Spurs took over after the yellows for Bruno and Anthony. Anthony's yellow, I think, once again, was that tackle needed or not? I don't know. But, no, an unneeded yellow card that early in the game. Bruno got an unnecessary red card, I think, as well. And I think defensively, I think Onana looks good. Um, mm, Lissandro made some, I think, a couple of really good tackles. Varane able to hold off his own. Um, Wan Bissaka, I think, for the first 5 minutes looked lively. After that, from when I started watching it, 4 5 minutes he looked nice. Then not had a lot of the ball. Luke Shaw looked all right, much better than I think the first game. He looked better than that. Except that Rashford, I don't think that he had the ball enough, didn't get enough service. Anthony, I don't know how to rate Anthony right now. I think the second half would give me a much clearer picture of how should I actually rate Anthony right now. And from what I'm seeing and what I've read, Garnacho doesn't hasn't necessarily had that great of a half either. Connor Crawley in the chat. Will Manchester United make chances soon? It depends on how this midfield actually starts working together. Because I think Mason Mount has had a really good, he has had a really good half. Looks really lively. Looks really good. Uh, Bruno, I think once again the highlight of that half is going to be that he missed a really good shot. He missed a sitter. Could have actually fired us up 1-0, but we're still nil nil. And I think that chance not being converted actually shifted the momentum towards Spurs, and they've been riding on it to the end of that half. And I I really don't I don't I think Sancho needs to be subbed on. I think Sancho will be subbed on as well in the second half. We need some sort of creation through that winger position right now. I think uh, Rashford is not able to trouble that defense like at all. I don't think that Rashford is able to trouble off that defense in any way. We need to provide more service to him, and we need players on the pitch that can allow Marcus Rashford to actually move into spaces, and that's something that we are not doing right now. One sec. Henry Jones in the chat saying awful again, bit better than Wolves, should be 4-0 up. Bruno should have scored in the same breath. We should be 2-0 down. Anthony is awful. Ghana has been good and should have won us a pen. Yeah, a lot of things about the penalty. And once again, like Sam mentioned in the chat as well, last week things went in our favor. This week, they didn't have to neutralize it. So, that's the way just things work in the Premier League. Um, should be 4-0 up. I think after I came in, that's when United's performance started, kind of going a little bit down. I think Bruno definitely should have scored that off. I think you probably could not have a better opportunity to score in that entire game. And I don't know how, but somehow Bruno misdirected his header altogether. Um, not seen much from Anthony. Need to see more effectiveness from that right hand side. And Garna has been good. It's good to see that if Garnacho has played well, we need that confidence in him, and probably because I think right now who we got on the bench. Just let me double check as to who we got on the bench. So we've got yep, Sancho. That's it. Sancho, Pelistri, Martial, and then McTominay, Ericsson, Dalot, Lindelof, Vitek, and Dean Henderson. It's the same bench versus also only changes Wengoya for Vitek. I think once again, I think on this bench there are players who can probably make a difference when they come on, but I just don't know how this team is going to preserve their shape moving forward into this game. Uh, we need to concentrate the ball in the midfield. I think the defense has rather been able to hold off Spurs and fend off most of their attacks, but we need to be more. I think genuinely, we need to be preserving our shape more, especially when it comes to the midfield. And we've got Ericsson on the bench, McTominay on the bench. I think Ericsson would be use Sancho for Rashi and Pelistri for Anthony. Actually wouldn't mind it. I'd get Anthony off. Just like Sam mentioned as well, I'd get Anthony off for Pelistri because I think right now we need more creation, and I think we need on this field against a side like Spurs, we need someone who can actually provide Rashford with more opportunities to score. Um, because let's face it, Rashford is the only person who can right now play as that number 9 for us out of the fit players. Whether or not he subs on Martial, I think that's something that probably could alter the way we play in this game because then Rashford can move off to the left. I think Garnacho could be brought on, Martial could be brought on for Garnacho or Anthony and shift someone on the flank, on the right hand flank, and then Martial could play through the middle. I think that could probably help our chances in this game because we need that focal point in our attack right now. Otherwise, I think it's going to be just Peristri coming on. Sancho is definitely going to be coming on. I think Ericsson will come on as well. So that's three players I can surely say that three players: Sancho, Ericsson, and I think whether it's a Pelistri or Martial, I think at least three subs will be made. Whether Martial will be brought on or not, I think that's a different question altogether. But right now we need someone. who can integrate this attack, because this is the one thing that has been, I would, I think I would say, ever since February. I think that this is a big issue in our team. That when it comes to the final third, we are really wasteful. We really don't know how to integrate our, wrap the attack around a player, or especially, how to be more directed towards the final third. And it really kills off our chances. And right now, the ones we are converting, the ones we are creating, the players aren't even able to finish them off. So we need that focal point in our attack. But yes, please make sure to drop in your opinions on that half. Who do you think has been the best player? Who do you think our players would genuinely need to be subbed off right away in this half-time interval? And overall, where do you see this game proceeding? In which direction? I'll be sure to respond to your comments. And yes, I think Nick is going. I think Nick is live for the watch along on Stretford Paddock. So if any one of you want to go over there and interact in the live comments, please make sure to do so. And let me just check. I still think 0-2. So you think Spurs score two against us, or do you think we score two against Spurs? But some of Flex channels and hate for 10H is shock, 10 Hag is shocking in the chat. I actually don't know why people are hating on Ten Hag. Like, I'm actually going to be honest with you guys right now. This manager was able to get us third last season with a striker like Weghorst up top. Um, he had to make this team play every single 3 days for a consecutive 3 to 4 months. Um, all Before last season, there were a lot of shouts of actually, getting Rashford out of the club, Luke Shaw out of the club, Bruno out of the club because they were not performing to the levels that was expected out of them. And he came in. Rashford had a 30 goal season, something hasn't happened at Manchester United since Robin van Persie. Then you've got the likes of Luke Shaw, who is who he just reignited last season. Like genuinely, he did. He was by far one of the best players in the league by the time last season ended. Lisandro Martinez and Varane were arguably one of the best centre back partnerships in the league. On the right hand side, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was brought from practically the dead, and he ended last season as one of our better players as well. He was able to make our defense a department which could actually, be depended upon. And Casemiro was brought in. He was absolutely amazing ever since he got in. Except that then you had the likes of Ericsson, you had the likes of Bruno. Bruno was fabulous last season according to me. Anthony was brought in. Of course, there are definitely patches to his game, one of which we are seeing right now. But overall, I think Ten Hag is able to get the best out of these players. So I think Anthony will be all right. Uh, Garnacho was brought into the fold, and the way he's progressed into this team, made a space in this team. I think it's absolutely amazing. Uh, on the other hand, once again, you got the likes of someone uh, like Rasmus Højlund being brought in this season, Mason Mount being brought in this season. You've got the likes of Andre Onana being brought in, and we all know that these three players are going to be very, very crucial for us this season. And except that, in this whole space of time, the amount of things that Ten Hag has had to deal with, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood, Harry Maguire, that whole takeover thing, there have just been, bomb after bomb after bomb at Manchester United, and Ten Hag has been able to face every single one of it and still been, able to make Manchester United look like a very competitive club, which hasn't happened in such a long time. I think once again, people don't give Ten Hag the credit that he actually deserves. Like Imagine if he got the players he want. Actually, he didn't get the players he wanted in the winter last season. He was able to get in Sabitzer and he was able to get Weghorst both on loan. And Sabitzer was injured for most of the time that he was brought, and then he practically got injured for the season. And then Weghorst was brought in, who I think he gave it his all for the club on the pitch, but he was just not good enough to be a striker for Man United. And still, we were able to get third in a league where practically we had the worst starts ever in the first two games. So I think what people really need to understand that we've got one of the best, if not the best, one of the best managers that we could possibly get, who likes to play progressive football. He is he is not stubborn to actually stick to one system. He is very adaptable. He keeps on changing his system. He's very unpredictable, and he's brought us to a point where you know other clubs are actually scared of us in this league even before it has started. And yes, and a trophy once again. He got us to two finals: the FA Cup final, the Carabao Cup final, and we managed to win a trophy out of it. Like, imagine the kind of season that we had. We had one of the worst seasons we ever had in the history of the Premier League, and he came in, got us top four. He brought us to two cup finals, one of which we won, and this season there are even more expectations out of him. And imagine what he's accomplished after having one of the worst seasons that Manchester United has ever had in its history. It takes a lot to get us to where we have come right now. And I think he's made some really, really big changes. He's made some, I think, really, really big calls, and the fans have been behind him. So I think once again, people are overreacting to. I think they're genuinely overreacting as to how we've started off this season, maybe, and we've had a better start to the season that we had last season. Like, we started off with a very bad performance against Brentford and Brighton. This season, I know we played bad. We definitely played very, very bad against the likes of Wolves, but we managed to come off with 3 points. And tonight, you never know. We might be able to nick a win again. There's still 45 minutes left into the game, and I think the match is kicked off. So yep, the match is on. So I'll just turn on my stream. But yes, nothing but love for Ten Hag, especially on this chat. And yes, everyone new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Please make sure to like the stream if you have already haven't. Um, Second half is underway. United trying to win the ball back. Spurs pass backwards to make Van to win. Vicario. Anthony intercepts the ball, goes out for a Spurs throw. I need more energy in this game. Right now, I think it's progressing really slow, especially the way last half ended as well. Maybe it's a way to slow down the tempo of the game, but I think United need to. I think the best I've seen United play, especially in the preseason as well, is when we've been playing quick, not when we've been, slowing the tempo or slowing the pace of the game down. So I expect us to play with a faster rate or faster tempo, whatever you want to call it, this in this half. Not a great ball, but United able to avoid danger. Luke Shaw, United lose out. Throw into United. The passes are a little off right now. And succession, like 2 to 3 passes in succession were off. Garnacho trying to play it out wide, but Spurs are able to win it back. 2 minute. 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 2 Spurs. Good block by Van Bissaka. And now Anthony on the ball. United on the counter attack. Anthony loses the ball altogether. Ah, that could have been a good move, but Anthony just not able to keep control over the ball, and Spurs able to get it out for a United throw. I have the same emotion, Sam. Luke Shaw to Garnacho. Garnacho loses it. And now Spurs on the move. Don't let them pass to Son. Anthony's playing well. Looking bad this half. Dan in chat. He literally gave away the ball twice. Yep. And Spurs have scored! Spurs score. Yep. It was always coming. We allowed them to grow into the game, and right now doesn't look good for United. Anthony gave away the ball twice, and Garnacho about six. I don't think either of them are playing well right now, to be very honest with you. The way they're just able to work around our midfield, like genuinely the way they're able to work around our midfield. No, Nana isn't stopping that. You cannot allow teams to grow into the game when you're playing well, and especially if you miss off the chances which you have and you're not able to convert them, it shifts the momentum, and it tilts the favor of lot towards another team. And right now Spurs are enjoying that momentum, and Vicario collects it. I think we genuinely need to make some changes because right now Anthony, oh, he hits the post. Our luck is so bad today. Like genuinely, it is so bad today. Rashford looks terrible. I this front three isn't working. As simple as that. The only thing Anthony does. Yep. The most lethal that Anthony can be in this team right now is cutting in off his left hand side, and could have probably made it 1-1 there. But really unlucky to hit the post. Probably scores a goal, gets some confidence in, and we start seeing a better game. And that too hit exactly that too hits the post. We're really unlucky this game. Spurs on the move again. Great save by Onana. Really good save by Onana there. I really need to understand how they're able to work so easily through our midfield. There there are so many spaces for them to actually take in. Like genuinely, their midfield is overrunning ours. Really unlucky Anthony to hit the post there. Yep, there's no way the keeper would have saved that. just a matter of millimeters. Corner kick. Don't let them score off a corner. Don't let them score off a corner. Clear it away. Uh-oh. Spawn! This game is not heading in a good direction. Madison has gone down. Two Spurs players have gone down and ball. Vicario collects it. They're still trying to give it everything they can to get at least one penalty. Martinez hits him on the head. Yeah, that's not a pen. No, 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 no. That's not a pen. That's not a pen. Absolutely no way that's a pen. Come on, United. I think in the next 10 minutes we'll be seeing those subs being made. Usually Ten Hag likes, he goes up with his subs like around that 60th or 65th minute marks. So I think within the next 10 minutes to happen. Both fair tackles and they down like they've been injured. Trying everything they can to actually cement this win. Varan, Antony, go on. Rashford goes down. Free kick to United. Can we score off a set piece? Ball in. Oh! Vicario is able to keep it out. I think that header was from Casemiro. Yep. Casemiro with the header. Really good save by Vicario. Really, really good save. Really good save. Bruno. Wan-Bissaka. Every single one of Spurs players, like no matter how good of a tackle United makes, they just have to go down within instance. I think the moment Hoyland actually comes in, this team starts to at least have that one focal point, and probably the attack is able to integrate better, especially when it comes to attacking the final third. But right now, it looks really, really bad. Like, genuinely, it looks really, really bad. once again, everyone new to the channel, if you've not subscribed, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Please make sure to like the stream, and if you want to become a member, there is the join button right alongside the subscribe button, and you will be a real red ultra, which gives you certain perks. You will be getting exclusive member content. So if you want to be a part of that real red ultra army, please make sure to subscribe to our membership. So open in the midfield. Like genuinely, we're so open in the midfield. Looking back at that goal, should not be conceding there, but our midfield is just so wide open. And once again, Casemiro is really overworked in that field. He has to occupy like 10 positions in that midline for this, for this system to work that Ten Hag wants to play with right now. But I think it's just too much for him. He's a very capable defensive midfielder, but I think the way we are playing right now, it just puts too much of workload for him, and that's why Spurs have so much space to actually, work around in the midfield. Have to put one of these chances away. We definitely need to. The more this game grow, Vicario saves again. Bruno called for offside. Good ball. Just give me a second, guys. My stream has for some reason gone blank. Yep, I'm back. Stream is back. Stream is back. For some reason, my match stream completely back. Spurs on a breakaway right now. Son. While I'm trying to track him. Son able to pass in. Madison back to Son. Clear it away. Clear it away. Son on Son. 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 Oh! I don't know why, but I think every single one of Spurs wingers right now, they've decided this game to turn back into form. Really good block by Luke Shaw over there. Genuinely a really good block. Heung-min Son. We cannot allow Spurs to move so easily into our box because then these players are going to clear it away. Corner. Son back on the move. Madison. Back to Son. There's so much space to work in. Kulusevski. Clear the ball out. Anthony needs to come off. Get Pelistri on, get Sancho on, but Anthony genuinely needs to come off. I don't see us having any effectiveness from there if we don't get him off. I think yellow to Destiny Udogi takes out Anthony when Anthony wins a foul. We need to score this goal fast. If we proceed into this game like in the 80th minute and we're still 1-0 down, I don't think that we can win this or even draw this. Once again, Son on the breakaway, able to keep it in. Pass in Madison. Spurs just have too much area to actually work in right now. This is not looking good at all. The way they are able to work into our box, every single attack, like genuinely every single attack, they are able to work in our box so easily. Dallo looks like to be coming on. Ericsson looks like to be coming on. We need to make these changes. Sancho, Ericsson, and Dallo are coming on. Anthony needs to be taken off ASAP. Bissouma is class. I think once again, Spurs signed him for about 34 million or something. I think was a really good signing. Got injured, wasn't able to play that much, and this season he's come in, looks all right, looked well in deep in the preseason, I think as well. Luke Shaw able to keep it out. Mount to Garnacho. Garnacho loses out on the ball. I think after this game, Anthony is going to have a lot to actually go. Anthony on the ball just while I was mentioning his name, and he loses it out. Like I was saying, and I think after this game, Anthony will be the biggest subject on every single United fan's mouth. I think genuinely, he is not able to perform in this team right now, especially the way we don't have a striker and we need our wingers to step up. We need these three players to step up right now because Hoyland cannot play. Hoyland, I think he's still in recovery, even though you've seen them in training. But I think it will still take him time to actually start featuring for us, and we need these players to step up. Garnacho off, Anthony on, Wan-Bissaka off. Garnacho, Anthony, Wan-Bissaka off. We've got Dallo coming on, we've got Sancho coming on, and we've got Ericsson coming on. I don't know. Maybe I think maybe Mount has shifted to the wing. I'm not sure, but maybe Mount has shifted on the wing. Joe Santa in the chat. We are on a way to losing to Spurs and finally getting Amrabat. Blazers will only agree to buy players if we lose. We are a reactionary club. It's as simple as it is. We have never been a club who reacts on time. We've never been a club who's been able to prepare ourselves completely before the season starts. And when we start pulling up performances like this, and we start losing points, that's when Glazers start to react more. Last season, we had a very, very shocking start to the season. Casemiro was bought in like a matter of 4 days. We can work fast. We can work really smooth on deals as well. We just don't want to. Spurs driving through the midfield once again. Son, I think Mount has shifted to the right wing as well. Yep, Mount on the right, Sancho on the left, and Rashford down the middle. Probably works. We need it to work right now. Charleston, United are able to win it back. 'Come on, move it forward. Not a good pass. I think the ball goes out for his first throw. Yep. Richarlison. Ball out wide. Kulusevski has tons of space to exploit. Really close. Richarlison. United. Dal on the ball. Moves it back. Lisandro Martinez. Now Sancho. Ball goes out. Everything comes down to the fact that we do not have a striker at the moment, because of which our finishing is lacking. Midfielders are demanded to go up the pitch. Maybe, genuinely, maybe not having a striker. If this is the reason why we are seeing this, I think it genuinely could be the reason as well. Because Rashford is not a true striker. He needs that kind of support behind him to be more effective. For him to actually have spaces in behind. Rashford can only work as a striker when you've got spaces in behind for him to actually move into, and I don't think right now he has that. Casemiro, Sancho tries to work through a couple of Spurs players, but ball goes out for a Spurs throw. Spurs making a couple of changes as well. Perisic is coming on, and I think it is Udogi coming off. Destiny Udogi, I think he's coming off. Yep. Richarlison off for Perisic. So I think Son moves centrally. I don't know. 20 minutes left into this game, and I still see no sign of any goal coming. We need a goal. Pass back to Onana. This is genuinely a very frustrating game to watch. I couldn't agree more, Sam. United lose it out in the midfield again. I don't think in this half we've been able to even get into their box once, except for that Anthony shot. I don't think that we've been able to do anything. Sancho wins it back. Good dribble. Come on. I think it, and yep, goes out for a United throw out. Ericsson, Varane, Sandro, Bruno, Ericsson, Sancho, back to Luke Shaw, Ericsson with the ball, not able to find Bruno Fernandes at that occasion. Bruno able to control the ball, keeps it in. Casemiro passes it backwards. Not a good ball by Bruno. Kulusevski loses out. Sancho tries to win it, but it goes out for a United throw. This midfield is not able to prove effective. That is one of the biggest concerns that I have right now. The midfield. Oh no! Ericsson slipped, but Spurs not able to make the most out of it. It goes out for a corner. Madison taking it. Son, keep the ball grounded. Anxiety will cause them to play high balls, but that won't work, and we will keep losing the possession. That's the thing. We're not able to enter into the Spurs box, and the way they are able to work around the midfield is just too easy for them, and that's why they're able to dictate terms in this game right now. Cross in, Luke Shaw clears it out. Rashford on the ball, goes out for a throw. Hoiberg comes on. Sar goes off. Sandro Eriksson. United haven't scored. Don't have a striker on, and striker on the bench isn't warming up. Never mind on the pitch. While the striker they bought is unavailable. This is poor planning. That is the reason why Ten Hag, the post that we saw a few days ago, I think, that Ten Hag is actively stressing on another forward. And this is the reason why he's stressing on another forward. Imagine Hoyland gets injured during the course of the season, and then we once again left to rely on Anthony Martial, who gets injured again. And we are left with, Marcus Rashford being played through the middle again. We cannot have that situation altogether. Another cross in, but there's no one to attack it. There is genuinely no one in the box who can attack the ball, and we're still putting crosses in. I don't understand the purpose, but we're still doing it. Ericsson passes backwards. Varane. It doesn't. To me, it just looks like if this game stays 1-0 or Spurs actually go on and win a second, the way this is going. Rashford, Pedro Porro able to win, and the ball goes out. I think it's a United. No, it's a Spurs throw. Such a frustrating game to watch. United win it back. Varane, Bruno. Bruno loses it out in the midfield. Son. A lot of space for Perisic. Good block by Dallo. But Spurs still able to retain possession. Tottenham passing like City enough. I don't understand why we are still playing this way. Like genuinely, we are panicking all over the ground. Even when we are able to win the ball, we are able to do nothing with it. We are not able to move into the box, and we are not able to attack or even cause any trouble to Tottenham right now. They're just going to, waste out as much time as they possibly can, just passing the ball around. I really don't see an outlet from where I can genuinely say that a goal might be coming. I don't see anything on happening on the pitch right now that would lean me in that direction. And Spurs actually on another move. Luckily, the ball goes out for a United goal kick. Lisandro passes it to Luke Shaw. Sancho getting overrun, but still able to maintain control of the ball. Good pass to Varane. Rashford playing really deep. My stream pauses at the worst moment altogether. And now the quality is absolutely shit. I cannot understand what's going on the pitch. Cross coming in. And I think Vicario collects it. Oh, sick. Settings. HD. Stream not working. Martial and Pelistri coming on. So we finally have a striker on the pitch. A genuine striker on the pitch. Can it help us convert? Please convert. Spurs on the move. Rusevski. Madison plays the ball out wide. Perisic. Oh my god. Davies scores for Spurs and it's 2-0. Lisandro. Oh no. Yeah, there's nothing that can happen in this game now. Like, genuinely, there is nothing that can happen. Oh, one good thing out of it is Ten Hag will be at the door tomorrow demanding for more signings. I think he will be because this is a serious concern. Like, if we play this way, we if we go up to Arsenal and we are playing in this fashion, they'll completely batter us. Because it was Spurs, this is 2-0. We need to sacrifice few games and losing few points to convince Glazers into agreeing with ETS to buy quality players. I think that's the way it's going to go. That is the only way that we are actually able we'll be able to get any more players in. Lisandro not able to clear the ball out, and it ends up going into the back of the net. Own goal for Lisandro Martinez. What else is left to see in this game? Like, genuinely, what else? Mount is off. Rashford is off. Rashford is completely frustrated. Mount as well. We were genuinely not able to trouble Spurs. In the last 45 minutes, we genuinely haven't been able to. They've had the momentum. They've been completely pulling us in the midfield. It's been so easy for them to actually, work their way into our box. The second goal had to happen sooner or later. So Martial's minute threshold is 6. I- Imagine if he manages to, yeah, until he breaks down. Imagine if he manages to go down even in the 6 minutes that has been given to him right now. Martial, Bruno, Sandro on the ball. Martial, Shaw to Bruno. Bruno with the crossing. Pelistri not able to go into that exact area, but better play from United. Marcia, Casemiro wins the ball back. Martial moving into the box. Dallo crossing. Sancho collects it, moves it back. Luke Shaw, another cross in. Dallo to Casemiro. Lisandro Martinez. Someone do something. Varane. Dallo to Pelistri. Back to Diogo Dallo. Pelistri. Come on. Goes down. Okay. Uh, Shouts for a penalty but not given. Yeah, that's not a pen. Looked like one, but on the replay didn't look like one altogether. But I think that's going. I think this is going to be pretty much it. Emerson Royale coming in, and I think it's Mano Solomon as well coming in for Spurs. Yep, this is going to be a hard one. Like genuinely a very, very hard one. There are some serious changes that need to be made in this system or in this team right now because we are genuinely not able to score goals. We are not able to dictate terms into the game when it comes to the midfield. Casemiro is overworked. Our back four looks overworked. Sancho wins the ball. Bruno tries to cross in but is blocked. Spurs once again on the move but lose it. Bruno Fernandes. Not a good pass. Spurs win it back. Madison on the ball. Pass out wide. Perisic. Madison. Bruno moves the ball. Sancho. Ericsson. Pelistri. Pass to Diogo Dallo. Back to Bruno. Ball in. Casemiro. Able to connect the header. Keep it on goal, but easy save for Vicario. And it's offside anyway. 9 added minutes. Does anyone see anyone happening in this game in the 9 minutes from either side? Pelistri trying to win the back ball, but foul. Spurs favor. United win it back. Good interception by Ericsson. Martial. Casemiro. Pelistri on the move. Dallo overlaps. Good shimmy. But Spurs able to win it back. Ericsson. Lisandro. Bruno. Cario collects easily. Hoiberg. 7 minutes left in this game. I think Martial will start as striker next game. I really don't know what will happen next game. Whether we, I think this might be the last we'll be seeing of this system. Maybe, maybe not. But I think we might be seeing something very, very different. Some very big calls being made in this next game because our efficiency just goes down to the absolute zero when we play like this. Was on the move again. Pass out wide. Perisic. Madison. Once again, blocked off by United. Spurs still able to retain possession. Cross in. Rana collects. Varan. Pelistri. Martial. Good one too. Martial loses it. Dallo trying to win it back, but the ball goes out. And it's going to, I think it's going to be a United throw in. Ericsson moving like he started the game and have already played for 90 minutes. We look really unfit for a team that had a full preseason. We look, and same thing happens again. The same thing happened against Wolves. Just looked like physically they were much better and much sharper than United. Dallo, Lisandro, Jadon Sancho on the ball. 4 minutes left in this game. Luke Shaw, Sancho, Luke Shaw. Ball goes out. Sancho pass out to Christian Eriksen. Ball in. Vicario with a very good save. And that is called offside as well. I just don't know what to say, honestly, looking at this game. I think it's free kick to United. Pellistri gets taken off the ball. Can we do anything out of this? I think it will be Ericsson taking it or Bruno taking it. Spurs with practically their entire team on that defensive line. Bruno is the one taking it, and he skies it. And that is full time. Manchester United nil, Tottenham 2. A very, very, very bad display from United. Spurs completely dominating that game. And Ten Hag really needs to make some big changes in his team and the system that we're playing right now because the midfield gets completely overrun. Casemiro doesn't look as sharp. Has just too much to do for just one midfielder trying to cover up all those defensive slots. In the attack, Anthony looked dreadful. Um, Dan in the chat saying so Hurricane was the problem. Uh, Garnacho didn't look as great. Probably better than Wolves, but not the kind of performance you want. Rashford had nothing to do in this game altogether as well. Bruno not looked that great, and Lisandro having that very very bad own goal as well. Not just the worst script that you could write for this game. That's what happened to us today. Um, in the chat saying, "Oh well," like genuinely there is not much that I can say into this game. I've pretty much covered all of it just while the game was going on as to what the problem is going on, and it was just by far one of the most frustrating games that I've genuinely ever had to watch. Like a very very frustrating game to see, and I think some tough calls and some big calls need to be made because this was Spurs. We pull up to the Emirates in this manner. Like genuinely, Arsenal can batter us if we play this way against them. So some big calls need to be made. Amrabat definitely needs to be brought in. Casemiro needs a person who can play alongside him and do the defensive workload and share the defensive workload alongside him. Um, After this game, I hope that this Amrabat deal can actually go through because if it doesn't, United are in a very very bad position and we might be off to a rough start again. We were very lucky that we managed to win against Wolves. Won't happen again and again, and that's what we were able to see today against a half decent side in Tottenham. We've got Arsenal. We've got much bigger games coming up. We've got Champions League coming up as well. So really, United and Ten Hag, we need to see something change, especially by the time next week rolls in. Hopefully, Hoyland coming in and hopefully having a striker up top helps our chances, but something definitely needs to change. I think that definitely that is it for this stream. United nil, Tottenham 2, and yeah, our best team managed to lose to Tottenham 2 in a game where we did practically nothing to actually trouble off Tottenham. And yeah, we'll be having a review shortly after this, so please make sure to stick around the channel. Make sure to like and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll be seeing you all very soon. Peace.